This is for you if you've been trying to figure out how in the world do I take inspired action, or if you have been in an inspired action drought. I appreciate that you subscribe down at the bottom, and so you can start getting your breakthroughs every day. Okay, so inspired action is an enigma sometimes because they talk about it all the time in The Secret and in books and on different YouTube channels. But it's like, what is the actual breakdown of this thing? What makes it come up? What makes you receive inspired action? Inspired action is basically when you receive intuition and you receive some type of concept or idea or a step to take in your manifestation. Now, that step may seem very random or it may be so off topic with what you're manifesting, but roll with it, okay? The way that you get this inspired action is by being in the vibrational frequency to receive it and to interpret it in the best of your ability to its max capacity. Inspired action feels good. It feels effortless. It feels exciting. Or it can feel like, okay, I'll do that. But the thing I feel like that trips people up the most is when they feel this fear. And sometimes when you're receiving inspired action, you can interpret it as fear based off of your belief system. So for instance, let's say that you're starting your business and you are fired up, you're excited, and then you have the inspired action to go to this seminar. And the seminar costs $1,000. So then you're like, oh my gosh, this doesn't make any sense. Like, look at my funds. So this is still inspired action. It is rubbing up against, it's creating that friction and rubbing against your limiting belief. So if you shift your limiting belief, you can let the inspired action keep flowing. If you have a bad feeling about going somewhere, or you have a bad feeling about this business move that you're about to make, that doesn't mean that that's not inspired action. That can still be inspired action, but it is rubbing up against that limiting belief that you have. So you're interpreting it as fear, as anxiety. And then if you shift that limiting belief and you'll move that fear and shift it into power. So then if there was anything that was bad, you would automatically be like, okay, I feel more excited to take this route instead. It wouldn't be interpreted as fear or anxiety. Let's roll with that scenario some more. So let's say that that place you have the bad feeling about, that's actually the fastest route to your manifestation, but it's rubbing against that limiting belief. So that inspired action is being filtered through your limiting beliefs, and you're perceiving it as something that is bad and scary. This is why it's best to make fear your friend, because fear is there to guide you like all of your emotions. It's guiding you. It's saying, hey, there's a limiting belief. Look, take a look at this. Because once you look at it and you shift it to power, you shift it to love, you shift it to appreciation, you are on the fast track to your manifestation. Inspired action is easy to receive. And I feel like I've learned this more so now than ever, because I get myself in that receptive mode to receive the intuition. I prime myself at night and I get into the vibrational frequency of passion, of what does it feel like for me to be the version of myself that is at this point in my business? What does that feel like? What does that look like? I shift my limiting beliefs and transmute that fear and that anxiety that I feel, that comes up for me, that creeps up in the day, that fear of failure, fear of the unknown. I shift all that into feeling appreciation. That's how you do it, and that's how you receive intuition, because whenever those obstacles, your perspective, well, that's just your perspective on it being a roadblock or an obstacle. When you shift those things and transmute the energy into feeling those higher vibe feelings, you're a clear vessel for intuition. And I can tell you from experience, I get a lot of my intuition when I'm just feeling relaxed and I'm just feeling good. It could be when I just wake up in the morning. It could be when I'm in the shower. It could be when I'm playing a game. It just depends. And for this video, this was an inspired action that I took. And so it felt good. When you learn to understand and be aware of the shifts in your vibrational frequency, the shifts in your emotions, the shifts in your beliefs and your thoughts, you will know so much more about yourself. I'm telling you, you'll know so much. The more you see that your limiting beliefs play such a big role in the manifestation process, you'll start to realize that all this stuff that's happening in your inner world is only being reflected to you in your outer world, right? So that person that may annoy you and you're like, oh, I don't want to see that girl. And she just shows up in front of you. Well, what was that? It's because you have a limiting belief and it's just being interpreted and manifesting in your life as that person, right? Has that happened to you? Conscious manifestation is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be something that you struggle with or something that's so hard or you have to put hard work effort into it. It's simply, it shows you the reflection in your reality of your limiting beliefs and you're like, okay, that happened. Okay, let me see what it is. Let me see what it really is. And once you make the slightest shift in your limiting belief, you'll see another reality. You'll be in a reality where it looks different. So the thing is, sometimes you will see the same thing happen. And then it's like, and it feels like, to me, it feels like, okay, did you shift your limiting belief already? It's just like that confirmation thing. It's like, okay, did you shift it? How are you going to react? If I shift it, I react differently. If I didn't shift it, then I would just react the same way I typically react. I want to know the biggest breakthrough that you got from this video. And I appreciate you for subscribing down at the bottom because you are getting your breakthroughs. If you're watching these videos every day, you're getting a breakthrough every single day. And it's part of your manifestation.